Hi there, it's me, Egil Thorsson again, and welcome to Rune Chat. Today I shall be looking at the rune Isa, there'll be a picture later on, and its place in rune casting. And we'll also be looking at runes in timber frame buildings. So there's something for you to look forward to later on. So anyway, enjoy yourselves and we'll catch up with you later. So we're going to speak about the rune Isa. There will be a picture up of it later on. Isa, as the name infers, means ice. So what does ice do? It holds and freezes. On its own, on one rune, it doesn't mean much. But in a rune cast, if you find that, it'll hold the situation. So it's not always bad. If you say got the rune Gefu, then Isa, and then the rune we'll be covering later on, Win, that's a pretty good cast. It's saying there's a love match, it's going to be held, and it'll hold the joy as well. So, you know, it's ice being a popular Norse thing. It's a simple glyph. It's what we call a non-reversible rune. That means no matter which way up it is, it reads the same. You might remember that from a previous rune casting talk when we did the rune Gefu. Again, either way up, it's the same thing. So you have to rely on the runes around Isa to get its true meaning. It can forecast unpleasant things or it can forecast pleasant things. It's the same with any rune. Now, I'm going to speak a little bit more now about timber frame buildings. What's that got to do with runes? A lot. In fact, if you look around, you will see, even in this country, the sort of 1930s houses, you'll see a diamond shape, which is the rune Ing, which we'll cover at a later date. But also, if you look at the so-called Tudor buildings, you'll see there'll be rune shapes, and once you're familiar with the runes you'll be able to see them. Is it accidental or is it done on purpose? We don't really know. In the early days I'd think it's probably done on purpose. Nowadays, who knows? We just don't know. But next time you're walking around, I don't know, say Stratford upon Avon or some locality and there's timber frame buildings, it's worth having a look. But it isn't necessarily timber frame buildings, as I say. In this country, England, we have 1930s houses, and it's quite surprising. Look at the gable end, and also look at the old gates, because sometimes you have runes in there. It's a bit of amusing. I'm not saying it's done deliberately, but it may be. But it's a bit of fun just going around and looking. So, to sum up, the rune Isa is to hold and freeze a situation, and it's dependent on the runes that are surrounding it. On its own, it just means a situation is being held or delayed. As you know, ice holds things, and then when it thaws out, it releases it. The most effective one, of course, is Shackleton's ship that's held in the ice for about 2 years and then released. But that's an extreme version, but it gets the point across. So, as I say, it holds and freezes, and it depends upon the runes around it. We also spoke about the timber frame buildings, and it's not just that, as I say. You look around and it's surprising the things that you see. Now, it may be that it's just that, well, that's what Grandad put on his house, so we have, or it's traditional. People do things not necessarily knowing the meaning or otherwise, but it's entertaining nonetheless. And also, you look at the old wooden gates. Sometimes they have a configuration that seems a bit weird. Maybe, maybe not. And again, we'll talk about weird at a later date. Anyway, that's it from me on this talk about runes. Remember to keep those runes charged under your pillow or in your pocket, and keep practicing the ritual movement, which we'll show you later on, but repetition. So you're not thinking about how you cast things, you're thinking about the runes, and your intuition will then come through. I keep saying this, but it's just the mere skeleton of what it is, and it's up to you, the individual, to build on it. So just remember, when the runes are flat, you hold your hand about 1/4 of an inch above the runes, and you'll feel a tingling. Clockwise, for what will I gain? Anti-clockwise, what will I lose? And if you're left-handed, use your left hand like I do, or if you're right-handed, use your right hand. In other words, the dominant hand. And happy casting. So till we meet again, bye. Oh, before I go, remember to, if you want to leave a comment at #runes, will be more than welcome. Or in the more traditional way, the subscription bell in the corner there, which will press that, and we'll catch up with you and let you know of future events. So I've been Egil, and I hope it's been of help to you, and happy casting. Bye now.